Money, fame, awards, millions of fans screaming your name. But behind the cameras, some of the world's biggest stars were fighting battles we never saw. Battles that took everything: their homes, their careers, their fortunes, even their identities. Today, we're diving deep into the shocking stories of 10 celebrities who lost everything. And trust me, these stories will change the way you look at fame. 1. Nicolas Cage from $150 million to forced sales. Nicolas Cage wasn't just famous, he was unstoppable. Blockbuster after blockbuster, he earned over $150 million in the 2000s alone. But Cage didn't just live big, he lived insanely big. He bought $3 million dinosaur skull, 2 castles, a private island, 15 mansions, a pyramid-shaped tomb for his future grave. His spending was legendary, but when the IRS hit him with more than $6 million in unpaid taxes, everything collapsed. He was forced to sell nearly all his properties just to stay afloat. Cage never stopped acting, because he couldn't afford to stop. Today, he's rebuilding his finances, but his downfall is one of the wildest in Hollywood history. 2. Mike Tyson, the $300 million collapse. At his peak, Mike Tyson was the most feared boxer alive. He earned over $300 million, enough to live 10 lifetimes. But Tyson spent it faster than he made it. He bought tigers, a mansion with a gold bathtub, a private nightclub, entourages of 50-plus people, jewelry worth millions. Years of legal battles, a costly divorce, and prison time drained him. By 2003, Tyson filed for bankruptcy. He reportedly had over $23 million in debt. He later admitted he didn't even know how money worked back then. When you rise too fast, the fall hits even harder. 3. Amanda Bynes, the Nickelodeon star who disappeared. Amanda Bynes was one of the most promising young stars of the 2000s. The Amanda Show, She's the Man, Hairspray, she was everywhere, and Hollywood expected a massive career. But behind the scenes, she struggled with severe mental health issues. Her spending spiraled, her public behavior became unpredictable, and she eventually burned through much of her fortune. Her parents were forced to step in with a conservatorship. Amanda disappeared from acting completely and lived for years out of the spotlight, focusing on staying stable. Her story is one of the most heartbreaking because she didn't lose everything from spending. She lost it because she was fighting herself. 4. Wesley Snipes, from Blade to Behind Bars. Wesley Snipes was a 90s icon. Blade, Passenger 57, Demolition Man. He was one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood. But Wesley made one fatal mistake. He stopped paying taxes. For years. The IRS eventually charged him with felony tax evasion. He owed $23 million and was sentenced to 3 years in prison. During that time, he lost multiple homes, almost all of his movie income, and most of his fortune. When he got out, he tried to make a comeback, but Hollywood had moved on. 5. Pamela Anderson, tax problems and bad money management. Pamela Anderson wasn't just famous, she was a global icon. Baywatch alone made her one of the most recognizable women on earth. But fame doesn't protect you from financial disaster. Pamela trusted the wrong managers. She ended up owing over $1 million in taxes and was sued by multiple contractors who claimed she didn't pay for renovations. She sold her houses and lived almost entirely on small hosting jobs and appearances. At one point, her debt was so large, she admitted she didn't know if she could ever come back. Today, she lives more simply, peaceful, but far from the glamour she once had. 6. MC Hammer, the $70 million flameout. MC Hammer had one of the fastest rises in music history. You Can't Touch This made him a superstar overnight. He earned more than $70 million in just a few years. But Hammer had a habit. He said yes to everyone. He hired 200 staff members, bought 21 racehorses, and owned 17 luxury cars. His mansion cost $30 million to build and millions more to maintain. Within 5 years, all the money was gone. He filed for bankruptcy in 1996 with $13 million in debt. A painful example of fame burning too bright and too fast. 7. Shia LaBeouf. Talent lost to chaos. Shia LaBeouf was Disney's golden boy, then a rising Hollywood star. Transformers, Fury, Disturbia, he looked unstoppable. But addiction, depression, and multiple run-ins with the law destroyed everything. He was sued, arrested, kicked out of professional circles, and worst of all, he admitted he couldn't control his own life. He lost roles, friends, millions of dollars, and nearly his entire career. At one point, he was living out of a cheap motel, completely lost. His turnaround has been slow, but his rock bottom was one of the darkest in Hollywood. 9. Toni Braxton. Bankruptcy? Twice. Toni Braxton sold more than 70 million records, making her one of the most successful R&B artists ever. So how did she end up bankrupt twice? First bankruptcy, her record label paid her almost nothing despite her success. She sued, but medical issues forced her to cancel tours, losing millions. Second bankruptcy, massive medical bills plus mismanaged finances drained her again. At one point, she famously said she was too broke to buy gas. Her story is a warning. Even huge success doesn't matter if you don't control your money. 10. Johnny Depp. The $2 million per month lifestyle. Johnny Depp once had a net worth of $650 million, but his lifestyle became a monster. He spent $30,000 per month on wine, $300,000 per month on staff, $150,000 on security, 14 properties, 45 luxury cars. Legal battles, divorce, and lawsuits drained him. Depp himself admitted he ended up nearly broke. His comeback is strong, but his downfall shows how even the biggest star in the world can fall. 10. Charlie Sheen. The fastest burnout in TV history. Charlie Sheen was once the highest paid TV actor in the world, earning $1.8 million per episode on 2.5 Men. But behind the scenes, the lifestyle was destroying him. Drugs, legal battles, partying, lawsuits, everything exploded at once. He was fired from his own show, lost tens of millions in syndication deals, and quickly burned through his fortune. At one point, Sheen publicly admitted he had no money left. His fall was one of the fastest and most dramatic Hollywood ever witnessed. These stories aren't about laughing at someone else's downfall. They're a reminder. Fame can be temporary. Money can disappear overnight. And even the biggest stars can fall if they don't take care of their health, their finances, and their circle of trust. Which of these stories shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more videos like this.